Hi, this is Mark Gutkowski in Palm Springs, California, and I have a mask that I created and I posted it on Facebook today, and I got quite a few inquiries into whether there's a template that I was using and also just the process for making one. So I thought I'd do a quick video on how I created this particular mask. All right, well, we're going to use a t-shirt to do this particular mask. You could actually use a dress shirt. I know a lot of you are probably working on your closets, so what you're going to do is find a fabric that's 100% cotton, because that's going to do a better job than something that has a polyester mix in it. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to work from the bottom up on this shirt doing 2 masks. I'm just going to cut out the one, but I could potentially make 2 masks out of this one shirt. So this pattern is available at markgps.com. This is the Mark pattern. It's for a slightly larger face. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to trace it out on the shirt. Now I'm just using a regular piece of chalk. Also, you don't want the fabric to move around that much. You want to make sure it's as precise as possible, because you're going to be matching up 2 of these to each other to create the full mask. Okay, that's going to leave us with the 2 mirror image pieces. So the next thing we're going to be doing is we are going to be pinning the long edge, which is going to be from the crest of the nose to the chin. I've gone ahead and I've sewn these so that they have a stitch a quarter inch away from the edge. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the first one of these, the first one where I'm going to stretch out so the outside seam is against the hard surface and the outside of the mask is facing up to me. Because what we're going to do is we're going to sew this up like kind of like a sock, if you will. And we want all the bad seams on the outside, because then we're going to pull it inside out. Okay, so what we're going to do is we are going to pin both of these together. And the key is we want them to line up. So we want to make sure that the seam is correctly lined up right in the center. And then we're just going to go ahead and pin that. And we're going to work this side, and then we're going to work that side, and we're just going to keep working our way around. If they're lined up correctly, whenever you're done and you've turned it inside out, it should align very nicely. So I went ahead and I sewed the top and the bottom together. All right, so our next step is going to be to turn this inside out. There's not a lot of space here. I can basically stick my finger in here, pull this through like this. So once it's inside out, stretch out all the little corners so that it is fully extended all the way to the seams. It's kind of like a long tube, but it is starting to look a lot like the original mask that we were dealing with. The next part of this is that we need to create the ear component of this. These are hair scrunchies. I went and got these at the store a while back. If you have elastic, or even if you have to, you just use something like a shoelace, you could use that as well. And then what this is going to become is it's going to get sewn into the bottom and the top of this and create what we see in the original one. We need to feed this back in so that it's inside, and then we're going to put these in here. When you're making this for yourself, hold this up to your face. You want to have that about a quarter of an inch away from the beginning of your ear. And then what we're going to do is we're going to put in, or the elastic piece, on the upper inside. I'm going to thumb it up to the top. Now right now there is about 1 inch in there. I probably only need about 3/4 of an inch, so I'm going to pull a little bit out. I'm going to take a pin to keep that in place for now. The next thing I'm going to do is put the other side in, pinch it down again, and then I'm going to go ahead and put a pin in here. I'm going to do the same thing to the other side, and then I'm going to sew a quarter of an inch along the outside seam here. Okay, well, once you get those on, then your mask is complete. I think one of the things to remember about the mask, that when you are working with the pattern, if it's not fitting your chin correctly or your nose correctly, you can take some of the volume off the pattern, which will also adjust your mask. So if you're noticing that you'd like to have it come in a little bit where your mouth is located, or perhaps it's not quite working with your chin that well, or even you feel like it needs to be closer up because your ear is smaller, if you need to do that, then what you can do is you can make the adjustment by folding your mask, kind of take a look at your pattern, and you can make the pattern a little bit shorter. Another thing is you can use any kind of color that you'd like. I made that one for my mom. There are a bunch of different options, and I hope that these work out for you. So good luck, and stay safe, and be sure to wash your hands.